if I am to live my life as the fullness of me, that means I have to integrate and accept rather than reject, delete, fight, fix things that I interpret for whatever reason because of their name or whatever I interpret as wrong. So who's to say? So basically, I have to receive from everything. Um, this reminds me of a story, and I can't remember where I saw it, but it was the story of a lady that befriended her tumor. This tumor blocked the dream she had her entire life of having children, and only after divorcing a man that didn't want children and then realizing she has a tumor that stops her from having children, um, had to question, how is it possible that the one dream I have and it's unfulfilled seems to be blocked by everything? Now, if you are to feel integrated, if you are to feel the oneness with it all, and to stop being at war with parts of yourself, and therefore the world, war with the world, you have to integrate absolutely everything. So from the perspective that I am complete, I am entire, I am whole, and I can, from the vastness of me, I bring to myself only that which serves me. It stands to reason that even that which is called tumor, and it's blocking that which I think is my life dream, serves me. So this woman ended up making friends with the tumor when she heard her inner chat about, she did 10 years of treatment, but alternative treatment. She refused to have surgery. Um, but she went with alternative treatments, and she um, ended up realizing that in the process of trying to get rid of the tumor, she became a completely different human being, and a human being that she loved as herself a lot more. And when she realized how much embracing the tumor, how much working with that tumor, and what paths it took her on, where it got her to, she befriended it and said, literally had a chat to it and said, I'm happy for you to stay with me for the rest of my days, how many there would be. And in a very short after a checkup, turned out that all her vitals were perfect, and upon another scan, the tumor was gone. But this was after she had realized the tumor meant her no harm. She integrated with that which her higher self brought into her life, and she became what she was meant to be all along. Neither her want for children nor her quest for having children that got her to figure out she had the tumor, nothing was wrong. So that made me look further. Who says debt is bad and you should get rid of debt? Um, who needs the money? The reason why we don't make the money for the debt is because we're looking at it the wrong way. First of all, you use the money. You don't need the money. It's the companies you took it from that need the money. At no point in time of the debt, you need the money. That's why you can't make it, because it's not for you. Um, it's for the bank, it's for the rent, it's for the whoever. But bottom line is, it's not for you. Um, that's why it's hard to make the money to pay the debt, and that's why so many are in debt. First of all, because they live from an entitled point of view, which I already explained in another video, that it's absolutely perfect. But we have such bad connotation, we have to get rid of the debt like it's a tumor. What if in the process of figuring out why the debt is there and so on, we learn the biggest lessons of our lives and we evolve? So the debt is the biggest gift that we could possibly have, whether we pay it or not. Why so? eh, So why can't you receive from debt? Why can you receive only from a loss or win? We have a very set rules that make us not um, not receive. Like I said, how did I get up? How did I get into the vortex in another video? Simple. I stopped telling myself I'm not in the vortex. So um, how how did I get rid of debt? I'm still getting rid of debt if I want to. It's still a work in progress because nothing about getting rid of it stimulates me, and I don't need the money. Um, the money means nothing to me. The things that I get with the money may mean something. Um, and now, with the awakening of Corona, because Corona is an awakening, regardless of what the plan behind it is, I don't really care. Bottom line is, that which is happening to the majority of us with Corona, it's restructuring our sense of what we need. Really, it's structuring everything. So I think it's fantastic. But, excuse me, I've been drinking wine. Cheers. So yeah, receiving from everything simply means renaming it from, oh my God, I gotta get rid of it, to, okay, it's in my life. My higher self brought it into my life. This means it serves me. It can only serve me. Either that either that the streets I go to find the answer, or the street the place I go into to talk to the people, they need my energy, or I'm gonna meet by dealing with this situation or not. Regardless, let's say we choose to completely ignore it, not deal with the situation, whatever this brings, this is where I got my confidence from. And this is how the receiving of confidence goes hand in hand with receiving from everything. Who's to say I gotta get rid of anything? Who's to say anything is wrong and it should be dealt with and killed and stifled and so on? Who's to say? Only our conditioning. Probably the same way as the hackers were needed so that certain security systems were put in place. A certain wish was needed so it alerts you to a tumor. A certain debt is needed so that your energy goes in and deals with that particular bank. The reason why we think is wrong, we're wrong, we should be ashamed of, is because we don't take into consideration the impact that we have for simply being. Be you, change the world. That doesn't mean be you perfect. What is perfect? What is perfect to me versus what is, it's another abstract word, are two different, very different ideas. What is perfect? What is love? What is good? So, from the wholeness integrated part of me, from the totality of that which I am, the infinite being that I am, that wants for nothing, needs nothing, is all, be all, how can anything that I give myself be bad? Plus, we're still part of this, as I said in another video, we're still part of this puzzle. So, my debt probably feeds, serves, gives jobs to so many people. Now, what's the point of this? Is it denial, shoving our heads down in the sand like the ostrich, or living with debt, living in below, blah, blah, bullshit? What's the point of what I'm saying? The moment we shift our defense, our we gotta attack this. The moment we shift the way we deal with it is the moment we get a new avenue of dealing with it if it needs to be dealt with. The more we stop putting our limited frame and filter and point of view around it, and we rename it, we look at it from another perspective. Point of view creates reality. So the moment I allow myself another point of view, I'm going to react to it differently. And it's going to react to me differently. So nothing is wrong other than calling it wrong, no matter what it is. So no, you don't have to fight the disease. Stop fighting disease. Stop fighting wars. Stop fighting for peace. Stop fighting with yourself. Stop fixing. The way to be fixed, right this moment instantaneously, it's understand that there is nothing to fix. Embrace it all. Embrace it all. Because who gave it to yourself was your higher self. Who you praying to, it's you talking to yourself. Who's giving you the solution will be yourself. So it's a constant experience of self. Now in this process, we do end up impacting. We do end up coming in contact with others. We have that. The process in itself has a purpose. Thus, you receive from absolutely everything. Allow it all. Now, what is it again to allow? How do you allow a child to do something? You let it. You give it space. You let it. That is allowing. Just let it be. Stop fighting with it and stop putting names on it and trying to fix it. You don't have financial blocks. You don't have depression. Probably that which is holding you into a space of quiet self-reflection, tears, that's what's needed now. That's what needs you. That energy field needs you. So the moment and that's how you stop fighting it. What if you being depressed for however long it is, what if that is what's needed? You eating too much. Because you eat too much or you eat too little, there will be a set of events that will happen. You will meet a set of people. You will have to buy new clothes. You will have to. It makes you partake into another ecosystem. What if you eat so much because that ecosystem needs your energy, but because you keep acting like you're not the God that you are, you keep thinking you got no value whatsoever. But that where you need to be going, with debt, with fat, with skinny, with depression, without depression, with whatever, that's calling you because your energy, the God that you are, is needed in that ecosystem. It wants you. When you don't want anything, when you got such a huge list of to-dos and a laundry list that's absolutely clouding you, and you can't move a muscle, and you sit and you bash yourself, and tomorrow you have the list is even bigger now, and you bash yourself even more about how inactive you are, how much you procrastinated, and oh my god, now it's bigger. No. What if it's not bigger? What if whatever is on the list, first of all, naturally it's gonna halve itself anyway, just as time passing you realize half of it was unnecessary. So anyway, But the second thing that you can think of, you didn't want to do it. What is want? Want is the antenna picking up of something wanting you. So that which is on your laundry list that you think you should do doesn't want you yet. So it's not you being procrastinating, it's you just being an antenna of the energy field of the ecosystem where you would have been had you done it, and that ecosystem doesn't need your energy yet. So again, it's a completely different perspective. Now this perspective will lighten your load off. So it's not about positive thinking. It's so much beyond positive, because positive implies negative. Look at it the right way. These are truths that will never ever change. These are unmovable truths. What you are the infinite being that is all, be all, has all, will always be, has always been. That's the one truth. Okay? That's the one truth. That will not change. Come hell and high water, that will not change. As that infinite being, you can't possibly want nothing. You can't possibly, because all is you, right? So the body gives you perceptions. These perceptions are like antennas of the energies floating around. Some you favor and it's gonna draw you to them, some you don't, and you don't even pick them up. There is no wrong, there is nothing to fix. There is just some things want you, and you know, because you can't sit on the couch anymore. You're so excited, and that's why they say follow your joy. The activity you need to do is usually joyous. Follow your bliss, follow your joy. The activity that you will be pushed to do when you reinterpret the wrongness as the rightness, again, not from positive thinking, but from right, correct thinking. That I just said, you're God, you can't possibly want shit. You just sense, your antennas just sense that somewhere. So that may take, so stop bashing that you drink right now. The moment you stop bashing it, it may change. The moment you try to fix it, it may change, because you recognize it for what it is. Everything you try to expel from you, repel from you, fight with, what you resist persists. That is why, because you don't recognize it for the gift that it is. You keep thinking it's some evil. Oh, Satan, oh, blah, blah, woof, woof. There is no duality in energy. There is absolutely no black and white. Because black and white, it's one. It's just contrast of each other for the sake of its own existence. So there is no right and wrong. And you as your infinite being cannot possibly give yourself anything that's wrong. When you fully grasp that, then you embrace disease, blah, 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 name it, death, all the evils. The evil of you is the gift of you. Not from the positive thinking, but because it cannot be any otherwise. It cannot. Okay? Cheers.